Cue intro.
1, 2, 3, take my hand and come with me because you look so fine that I really want to make you.
Welcome back to the Ayanni Wynter Channel. And I know you're wondering, Ayanni, why are you sitting here in your setup in a bonnet with no bra on and lounge clothes? That's because we're going to get cozy and comfortable today and familiar. Why? Because I'm sharing my pet peeves, the things that grind my gears, get under my skin, you know, grind my gears without any lubricant, any WD-40, any petroleum, okay? I actually had to make a list because I'm a complainer and I needed to make sure I separated actual pet peeves from complaints because sometimes I can get rich. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. This is my list. I have 10 pet peeves written down all nice and arranged. And so let's get started because I'm going to try not to ramble too much. So number 1, and this is in no particular order, okay? Smacking. I do not like smacking at all. I can't stand when people smack their food. It upsets me so much. I've been like this forever. That's a common pet peeve with most people, and I don't think I really need to explain why, okay? Number 2 on the list, we have empty gestures. I cannot stand when people offer things and they don't mean it. They offer help, but they really don't want to, but they say they're helping to make themselves feel better or make you feel better, or that's just what you're supposed to say or do. If you're not actually going to do it, you're not actually going to help, don't offer it. I don't like it because then when you try to redeem the offer or redeem the help, they're not available or they don't want to actually help, and then it seems like you're begging, but you're not actually begging. It was offered at first, but it wasn't an actual offer. It was an empty gesture. Keep the fake help to yourself. We don't need it. Next, we have number 3, and this is making me very much a hypocrite. But number 3, repeating myself. Ugh. I can't stand repeating myself, but the problem is you always have to repeat stuff to me. Ugh, I know. My memory is horrible and I forget stuff all the time. I hear well, but I don't all at the same time. And you constantly have to remind me of stuff, repeat stuff to me. But if I have to do it to you, I'm annoyed. I don't know. I'm so sorry. That is very hypocritical of me. But it's the truth. I don't like repeating myself at all. It grinds my gears. I don't like it. Number 4, and this is a very important one because flu season is almost upon us, and it's pretty much here at this point. Coughing and sneezing into the palm of your hand. What are you, 5? Roll up. It's elbow. It is elbow. I have been in the grocery store and somebody will sneeze or cough directly in their hand and then touch something immediately after. I understand, like, if it's coming up on you and you got to catch yourself, you go inside your shirt, elbow inside shirt, but in your hand, it's so gross. Also, what goes along with sneezing and coughing in your hands, when you blow your nose, okay, tissue is permeable, okay, germs can get through that. Your snot can get through that. After you blow your nose, you're supposed to wash or sanitize your hands, babe. Wash or sanitize. Let's not get each other sick because you know how folks feel about wearing their masks to protect themselves and other people. They don't want to do it. So at the very least, sanitize and cover your mouth when you have to sneeze or cough. Ugh. Next pet peeve we have up, number 5. I think we're on. Yes, 5. This is really specific to me, but serving sizes. And you're like, Ayanni, what are you talking about? Serving sizes. I'll tell you. Protein powder. I can't stand when protein powder will say that there's 25 grams in one serving of protein, okay? And you open up the protein, you dig through the protein to find the scoop. You pull the scoop out and it's this little baby scoop. Then you read the servings on the nutritional facts and it says you have to do 2 scoops of protein in order to get 25 grams. You should have just made the 2 scoops into one big scoop. So that way when it's time for me to scoop my protein, I just do one big level scoop and dump it, and I know that that's 25 grams. Why did you split it unevenly down the middle and I have to do 2 scoops to get 25 grams of protein? I think that's so dumb. Number 6, and this is back at the grinding gears that makes me so upset. I don't like people who don't read instructions to things. What do you mean we bought this dresser from IKEA that's one big piece composed of like 56 other pieces, but you don't want to read the instructions on how to put it together? Because it's not always common sense. Sometimes piece A has to go into piece C before it can go into piece B, and you have to lift piece C in order to squeeze in piece B to get A, B, and C together. But you don't want to read the instructions, so you don't understand as to why A and B aren't going together. Well, that's because you need piece C to fix it together. But I dislike, especially when you're assembling something with another person that does not read instructions, because then you're like reading the instructions and trying to get them to follow the instructions, but they're ignoring you the whole time, all while still getting frustrated because the assembly is not going smoothly. And then they get frustrated and snatch the instructions out of your hand and finally decides to read, and then they read and then they call the instructions stupid because they didn't read in the first place, when the instructions aren't actually stupid. You just didn't read to begin with. People who are oftentimes guilty of this are men. Anyways, next pet peeve, I think we're on 7. Yeah, we're on 7, is wobbly toilet seats. I do not like when I go to a public restroom or I have to go over somebody's house and use their bathroom and their toilet seat is wobbly, because you sit down expecting security and then you just sit down and you jolt to the left. And it especially sucks when you're in a tight and you really have to go, and then you sit and then you slide and you feel yourself slide and you're trying not to piss down your thigh or not directly like on the seat. So then you have to readjust your hips on the seat, all while still holding your pee, and then release. All you do is lift the little tabs on your toilet seat, get a screwdriver, and tighten that mug up. Don't have your guests sliding on your toilet seat and possibly pissing down their thigh or on your floor, because it's not needed. Pet peeve number 8. Okay, so most of y'all know I'm from Texas, born and raised. If you've ever visited Texas, you live in Texas, you're from Texas, you know that Texas people cannot drive. Add the fact that people do not use their blinkers. People do not use their signals here, and it makes me so mad. And it's not just turning. It's not just when you're about to turn. They will be like riding the edge of a lane, and you're like, are you getting over, or you just like can't freaking drive? You can't stay in the middle of your lane. No, they'll be edging over on the line, and you're like, are you getting over? And there's whoop. Another thing that they love to do, especially in the city, in Dallas and Houston. I'm originally from Dallas. What they love to do is they won't be in the turn lane. You'll be at a light, at a turn lane, right? And there will be somebody not in the turn lane and another person in the turn lane, and they're just sitting there with their wheels turned. They won't have their signal light on. They'll just be sitting there with the wheels turned. The turn lane is not dotted white. It's solid white. You cannot cross that line. That car will sit and wait till the light turns green and whip over into your turn lane so they can be able to turn. Because instead of going down and turning around because they weren't able to get in the turn lane, no. Them not being in the turn lane, they're going to make it everybody's freaking problem. Okay, number 9. This one, you already know what I'm going to say. Grinds my gears, get on my nerve. But I can't stand when people are chronically late. Given that I have a mother who is chronically late, grew up with a mother who's never been on time, who was like an hour late to her own wedding, I can't stand it. And I have one of those moms that like, you'll be ready an hour before she is, but like, let's say you'll be like, oh, I have time, let me go lay my edges. You go upstairs for 0.2 seconds to go lay your edges down. She comes out her room and she's like, why is nobody ready? Bam! Like, it's so frustrating, and I get really nerved up when we're rushing or we're late. I can't stand it. Also, I don't like when I'm supposed to be meeting somebody somewhere and I get there early and then I wait and I expect for you to be there when it's time for you to show up, and you're not there when it's time for you to show up, and I have to wait more time for you to get there. Oh no, because now baby, you playing with my time, and I do not like that. I cannot stand chronically late people, and I think that's why I put it at number 9. The last pet peeve I have, and I think it's like pretty specific to me, I don't know if other people can relate, but the feeling of velvet or suede on my hands. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. It's top 2 and it's not 2. Like, if I touch velvet or suede with my hand, I feel like I have to get it off my hand or off my skin, and I like lick my hand or my wrist to get it off. Oh my God, I can't. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in to our third video here on the Ayanni Wynter Channel. I did my little pet peeves because I wanted you guys to know like a little bit about me. I kind of want to do like a get to know me, right? So y'all can really get to know me, because so much y'all just know that I'm just a regular 20-something from Texas, and like maybe I need to share a little bit more about my life, you know. So I think our next video maybe a little something like that, or maybe a little something more interesting. I can get outside the walls of my house and do something that's a bit fun. I don't know. But that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. Bye.